I don't even know. Are you okay?
Well, I just don't know how I'm going to be able to trust you again.
I'm concerned about you. You look really upset.
You should be concerned about yourself and concerned about all your possession, because everything is up for grabs, evidently. We could just take other people's stuff.
What are you talking about?
Oh, don't act like you don't know.
You're talking about what just happened?
I'm talking about...
You're still angry about that?
I'm talking about my possessions that are being taken from me.
First of all, you don't
over
really,
here.
You don't really have
and
any
then
possessions.
Moved into your possessions and then acting like, oh, that's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. You just said it. It's not a big deal. It's not even a deal.
It's a big deal to me.
It's not even a small deal. It's not, I don't even know.
Yeah, the funny thing is, this happens
ridiculous.
Historically. You ever, you know the story of Sampson?
Yeah, I know the story of Sampson. Everyone knows the story of Sampson.
Well, guess what? You're not Sampson in this story. You're his best man. You know about that guy? Bill?
Samson didn't even have a best man.
Samson didn't have a best man.
He had long hair.
Have you ever been to a wedding without a best man?
Was easily tricked by women? No, I've never had a wedding.
Well then, Samson, you've been to a wedding though, right?
Yeah, I've been to.
You know, there's a bride and a groom, and then right next to the groom, there's...
Yeah, I've been the best man in a wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, I was the best man in your wedding.
Well, so you know what I'm talking about.
Terrible time. But go ahead.
That was a long time ago. Samson, his best man was a terrible person. And you guys had a whole bunch in common.
I don't know why you're...
Especially when it came to taking other people's stuff that didn't belong to them.
Okay, well, first of all, I mean, you're making a mountain out of a molehill?
Oh,
is that
a mountain out of a molehill.
Okay.
Who am I talking to?
That's Ralph.
I am Ralph.
Who the hell is Ralph?
Well, evidently, since you told so many lies in the last few shows, our producer wanted to make sure we had a fact checker here so that we stuck with, historical accuracy.
Hold on, let me...
Anyways, Ralph, go ahead.
Let me make sure I got straight. I told so many lies that the producers of the show, which I didn't know we had, but they brought someone in to keep me.
Wow, good job. You can repeat things too. Okay. Ralph, what do you got over there on the fact check circuit?
Well, my name's actually Roger.
Okay, Ralph.
And it's Roger, and Sampson did have a best man.
Wow.
Okay.
Well,
I hated him just because he was sitting so close to me, but now...
Thanks, Ralph.
Did you just bring someone in who's going to agree with you all the time?
Well, I don't want him here either, but evidently with that court order,
you don't want him here, but he's just going to agree with whatever you say?
He's going to agree with the facts.
Hey, guys,
yes, he will agree with what...
Can we just hear about Sampson?
I was trying to. So anyway, Sampson...
You're just going to do whatever he says to do?
I'm trying to tell you a story so I can educate you to make you a better person.
But you're telling me a story about a character. Okay, he said he's the best man. He has the best man. All right.
Right.
Go ahead.
So the best man, like we mentioned before, they stand next to a groom. But Sampson, he goes, sees this hot Philistine woman, which, as we know, Philistines are terrible people.
No, we don't know that.
We know it for a fact.
Well, the Bible depicts them that way because the Jews were always at war with them, but it's a little biased.
Okay.
All we know about the Philistines is they couldn't write.
And Goliath was bald. So,
okay, no.
He goes to this town, sees this Philistine woman named Zacharias.
Okay.
She was kind of like a lesbian and not very good looking, but Sampson really wanted
As a fact checker, not going to say anything about this.
Really wanted to bring.
Is he really a fact checker? Is there some kind of certification I can see? Because he's
no
not
certification.
He's not making a peep, and you just made up someone named Zacharias in the story.
Well, Randa
I'm sure
is
it was a terrible
of,
person.
Okay, but do you have something to say over there, Randa?
Yeah, well, it's Roger.
Okie. Wow. It talks.
We don't care what your name is.
Okay. Well, it's Roger, and there is no Zacharias, but I would like to hear about this story.
Oh, there's never been a Zacharias, or could there potentially be, but they just didn't mention her name.
Okay. So, I kind of like him now, although he should talk less, but go ahead.
Oh, you put me to sleep with those two words he said. So Zacharias is a Philistine woman. Granted, we don't know what her exact name was, because they don't say it, but she definitely was a woman. She definitely had a name.
Okay, so you're just making up a name for someone that you don't
and
like.
I'm assuming, based on how ugly we know she was, that her name was Zacharias.
Okay.
So Samson tells
Does it talk about how ugly she is?
Well,
Would Samson be with the ugly woman?
Actually, you know,
I thought he was a good-looking guy.
He was pretty good looking.
Hooked up with a hot chick.
She could have potentially been a good looking, but as we know, good looking women are shallow. So she was at least shallow, had a bad personality.
Well, he did like shallow.
Somewhat of a nagger, too.
Okay, all right.
He tells his parents he wants to marry her. Samson's parents are super scared of him, evidently, because he's so buff. So they're like, he's like, go get that woman for me. And they're like, well, Samson, why don't you just marry an Israelite? And he's like, no, I want that Philistine. Because
so his parents were racist. Or her parents were racist. Are we talking about his parents or her parents?
I think
can't tell what you're
all
saying.
of them were racist back then, but it came down because they killed each other a lot. And so it was also just kind of smart.
But Samson got along with everybody.
Well, he got along with everyone until he killed them.
Oh, okay.
Which he did that a lot.
Drastic measures. Okay.
So they set it up like on a dating website type of deal where they're like, hey, you should marry us, like an eHarmony.
Okay.
And
obviously not, but go ahead.
Well, eHarmony wasn't invented, so it was more probably like a MySpace situation. Okay. And they're like, okay,
you don't need to fact check that.
You're gonna. Well, you're on Ralph's side now, just
no. No, I don't like Ralph, but that's so obviously wrong. No, we don't need to explain that. You're just making shit up.
I'm not making.
Everyone knows it.
Anyways, they set up the wedding. Samson's like, all right, let's go. Everybody get on your feet because we don't own a car because they're not invented yet. Don't have to fact check that. I know it for a fact. And they start walking, and a lion comes, attacks Samson, and he grabs
They're on their way to the wedding?
Yeah, grabs its jaws, rips its head off.
Hey guys, I
don't want to discuss something.
Oh
it's Roger. And I don't want to be here either. I just want to get over with the story.
No, we want to be here. We don't want you to be here, but keep going.
Yeah, I don't want to be here either. And can we just get on with the story?
Yeah, would you stay on track?
I'm telling you, I was in the middle of it when you interrupted me. He was ripping a lion's head off.
Well,
Roger.
We don't care about cars.
Roger, if you would stop talking and just allow him to tell the story.
Please.
Then
my goodness.
We might get through this together. Okay. I mean, I agree with you, but you need to shut the hell up. Go ahead.
He rips the lion's head off like a baby goat, which, as we know...
But it was a lion.
He rips it off like it was easy as a baby goat.
Hey, Roger, shut up.
Golly, Ralph.
Golly, you don't like him either.
Well, I did like one moment, but then he's kind of like a moment-to-moment, like, I like you, then I don't like you, then I just want to punch you in the face.
You just don't like when anyone disagrees with you.
Well, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
So he rips the lion up, and they continue to the wedding. Boy, these timelines don't really match up, because then he walks back by the lion, and there's honey inside of him. Then he walks back to the wedding.
So the lion just had honey inside of him?
Yeah, some bees made some honey in it.
So he left his wedding to go check on the dead lion and saw it had bees inside of it.
They start this 7-day party.
Right, and you should be typing furiously over there, but go ahead.
All the guys, the Philistines are at the wedding. He's got a best man. His name's Bob. Huge a-hole. We find that out later.
He has a best man named Bob.
Well,
and this is who you're comparing me to, so I assume Bob's going to end up being a terrible person.
No, he's not a terrible person. He is like overweight and bald and, a huge backstabber. But that's later in the story.
No, okay.
So
Samson
makes a bet with all the guys there. There's 30 of them. He's like, hey, if you can solve this riddle, I'll get you all a new set of clothes and some monies. And if you can't get it within 7 days, you guys got to give me your clothes and some money. Which back then, they didn't have like Targets and Walmarts for clothes. So
Targets,
it's a French store, circle on it. So clothes were like expensive and they were all hand knit. Like it was a big deal. Like you didn't have like 100 cool shirts that tell people that.
What kind of material did they use, you think?
Well, they probably use sheep's cotton.
Can we get back to the story? I don't really care.
God damn it, Roger. He was finally saying something I was interested in. Is this all you're going to do?
Yeah, I don't really care about sheep's cotton.
Anyways, so sheep's cotton suits is what they were trading. And the Philistine guys, they're like, listen, we got to figure this out or he's going to take all our money. So they go to his soon-to-be wife. They're like, hey, you need to tell us the answer to this riddle. And She
What
keeps
was the riddle?
nagging and nagging and nagging. The
You
riddle
never even said
was,
what the riddle is.
Roger, you know the riddle?
Out of the one who eats comes something too sweet.
Roger doesn't know how to read.
Roger, that's a very hard time reading, which is why we could afford him.
He has no inflection in his voice either.
And he's not, yeah.
You think that
He's only
Producers
four
send a
foot tall.
robot.
Like when you're a little person like that, it's difficult to get your voice up
a
and out.
tiny person?
Good
Look,
job.
You would think it'd be easier.
Roger.
It doesn't have to go as far,
Right,
but it's harder for
It doesn't
him
have time to get like
Uh-huh.
rolling.
to
So it's,
be a I got
So let me try again. Out of the one who eats.
Oot
of it.
oot of the one.
He's from Boston, so he talks like a retarded person.
Mm-hmm. He does kind of have a lisp.
Yeah, keep going, Roger. You're doing really well. Isn't he doing so well?
He has the weirdest voice I've ever heard in my life.
Guys, I just want to collect my paycheck and get out of here.
Oh, it's,
You're getting paid?
we actually put it in the mail. It'll get
Hold on.
there.
He's getting paid?
Not by us. It's our sponsors demanded that we have someone validate.
Okay. I didn't know we had sponsors either.
You
Okay.
guys only have a cash checking app as a sponsor, so
A check cashing app.
something like that.
Nice.
Nice.
I use it all the time.
Uh,
Yeah. That's how I get all my money.
out of the one
Not
who eats comes something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet.
That was painful to watch and listen to.
I got a headache.
Anyway, that was the
I was
riddle,
feeling great.
and the guys couldn't get it, so they're hitting on. By the way, thanks, Rhonda. They're hitting like telling his soon-to-be wife, like, you better shut the hell up, Roger.
Stop correcting us all the time.
Like, well, you better tell us the answer to this riddle, or we're gonna burn you alive.
Mm-hmm.
Which that was like what they did back then, evidently.
Dang, they had high stakes.
So she's like, "Hey, Samson, please tell me this answer to this riddle." And Samson's like, "Listen, I'm the Riddler. I just don't hand out my answers. That's not what I do." And he's
He
like,
called himself the Riddler, like in the third person, like I'm the Riddler.
He referred to himself
He
as
gave
the
himself
Riddler,
a nickname.
but other people had already given it to him. Like he was well known as the Riddler.
Samson kind of seems like a douchebag. But go ahead.
No, he was like one of those gym rat guys who just, was really buff and really smart and tells jokes all the time. And
I don't know anyone.
really
like
good looking and probably had some tattoos on his arms.
that. I've never met anyone like that.
So loves
I
you
mean,
guys
I've
as
met
well.
someone with stupid tattoos on their arms, but who thinks that makes them look strong and stuff, but it
Anyways,
really doesn't help at all.
Sam was like, "All right, after the 7 days,
And has like D cup sized breasts. But go ahead.
he's like, is yours small?"
Can we just
Why are you touching
Finish.
your breasts?
Samson was like, "All right, I'll tell you the answer to the riddle straight from the Riddler's mouth is it's honey and lions."
It doesn't even make sense.
It's
We
like-
have made all of that up.
No.
Like, you're not even telling a story now. You're just making stuff up. I don't even know why you're telling me a story.
The fact is, she told the riddle answer to the bad guys.
She
and
gave him the answer.
She gave them the answer. Samson
You
loses
said
the bet, and so he owes those guys all 30 sets of clothes and some money.
30 sets of clothes.
Well, he doesn't have any of that stuff, so he has to go to another town.
What were they going to give him? Were they going to give him 30 sets of clothes if they lost?
Yeah, they're going to give him 30 sets of clothes.
Was there a time limit on the bet?
Yeah, 7 days.
Okay,
I
missed
said that.
part. My bad.
It was actually
Okay.
What was it? What was it, Rhonda?
30. It's Roger, and it was actually 35.
$35.
No.
But back then,
It's such a
$35 was a
close.
lot more money than it is
Would
today.
it have been like shekels or something?
No, this is in the early 1600s, Ralph.
No, but just continue.
Okay,
Thanks, Ross.
a lot of money though.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's Roger.
So he, I don't even know where the hell I was.
Isn't that his job?
Roger, where was
I
I?
mean, he's been interrupting us to keep us on track the whole time, and then all of a sudden you can't remember the story, and he's silent.
He's like, "Hey guys, let's go back to I'm from Boston.
Well, so
They're a football team now."
can I explain?
Yeah.
Or are we just
Please.
gonna?
How long is it going to take though? Because I'm trying to educate my friend here.
Yeah,
You're okay.
Charlie, just let's give it a rest.
Okay.
So before sunset on the 7th day, The men of the town came to Samson with their answer. What is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion? That was their answer to the riddle. But Samson knew better. Samson
so the
said,
riddle had two answers: honey and a lion.
Honey and a lion.
Oh, this is where he calls his wife a heifer.
That's correct. Continue, please. And let's stay in focus.
You do know that story.
I know, I've been telling you the
No,
story.
you just paid attention because you like the word heifer. You don't even know what a heifer is.
A heifer is a male horse
Okay.
that is really lazy,
You're
kind of like
closer than I
a
thought you would
Philistine,
be.
and never cleans up its room.
Let me guess.
Steals
Hairless.
Steals its room.
It's a
Actually,
hairless
tons
horse.
of hair on a
Okay,
heifer,
all
but
right.
it does steal its roommate's belongings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Probably stands like 6'4".
Samson has to pay this big debt of $35 to all these guys, which 35 times 30, that's like $300. So
You said clothes earlier.
yeah, but there's 35 sets of
There's
clothes.
no such
It
thing
worked
as
around
a dollar.
$35.
There's no such thing as a dollar. Once again, I'm doing Ross's job, but there's no such thing as a dollar in Samson's time, whenever that was.
Okay, well, he owes him a bunch of money.
Okay.
Let's just get that.
Okay.
He owes him money.
It wasn't dollars
Oh my God.
or whatever number you came up
You
with.
knew they were going to bring him. Why did you let him? We're in your house.
It was
Why did
court
you let
ordered.
him?
You know,
Do you owe someone money?
I gotta
don't
pee,
know about?
and you're wasting my time.
You can
So
go pee.
can we
whenever
just
you
finish
want.
this?
Yeah, you don't even have to stand up.
Jacob,
You
give-
can he's sitting down like you usually do.
Charlie, give him permission to use the restroom. I know you told him he couldn't earlier, but it'd be nice if
Yeah,
he
you can use it as long as it's in your pants,
Yeah.
right there in front of us.
So a couple things.
We're legally not allowed to record unless he's in the room.
A couple of things. The name's Roger, but that doesn't matter
Okay.
apparently. A heifer is a young female cow that has not born a calf yet.
Obviously,
Did
I
I
know
not
that.
say that exact words like
Okay.
30 seconds ago?
All right, wrap this up.
Okay.
I still don't. You
And
haven't
there's-
even brought up the best man yet.
Well, I'm trying to get there, but Rihanna keeps interrupting me with these
Well,
important facts.
Don't blame him. You invited him here, and you're telling the story.
And Charlie it was 2,100
Spit it
pieces
out.
of clothing.
2,100?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more like it.
2,100. I didn't. Did they have like?
They couldn't even count that high back then.
I
So
don't
that's
have
not.
2,100 pieces of clothing.
Anyway, Samson has to kill all these guys to pay his debt.
Uh-huh.
He's super mad about it though, because he was basically
He had an anger problem.
he had an anger problem. So he goes to another town, kills a bunch of guys, takes all their stuff, and then he gives it to pay his debt with these other guys, the Philistines.
So he killed a bunch of people to pay his debt.
Right.
Seems like a horrible person.
I see a moral problem there. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah. Well,
But-
for one, it would actually make him a better person if he would just have killed the people he was indebted to, especially since they were enemies of the Israelites. But he killed 30. What culture were the 30 people he killed?
They were just kind of like
Like nomads?
illegal immigrants, probably.
Yeah, probably so. Okay, that's fine then. Actually,
I guess
okay.
everyone was an illegal immigrant back then since they had state ships.
You're
So-
kind of right.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Usually
I don't like to agree with you, but kind of right.
And that's
I
Rihanna
feel like
to
Ross is
verify,
kind of
but
bringing us together on that.
it is.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So he's not happy that he had to kill those guys because he only enjoys killing people when he wants to, not because he has to pay a debt. So he goes out and he gets 300 foxes, ties their tails together and puts torches in
How
their
did he get
tails.
the foxes?
You know, he was so fast. He was like a young Russell Westbrook. And sets the foxes out in their fields and it catches all their fields on fire. Well, he's out of town.
He set the foxes out in the field and set the fields on fire?
Set the fox's tails on fire, and then the fox's fire
This
tails.
sounds like a riddle. Are you making up a
The
riddle?
fox's fields went through the fire, and there's a fire fox tail. Yes,
And
sir.
jumped over the lazy dog.
Well, I just want to wrap this up because I got a date tonight.
Okay. All right.
Oh, what's his name?
All right, Ross.
Ralph?
I don't believe it either way. Whether he's gay, he doesn't have a date tonight.
That's
Yeah,
true.
There's no way. You can't be 4 feet tall and have no teeth.
4 feet tall in a wheelchair, mind you.
I'd just like to clarify a few things.
And why aren't you wearing shoes or a shirt?
Well, it is warm in here.
You're supposed to be the one
We
who's...
can't afford electricity, so that's part of it.
But you can afford me.
Are you paying him?
I'm not good at money, so
You don't know if you're paying him.
you're getting paid. Don't worry about it. You're doing a great job.
You need... okay, you telling this story because you're mad at me for
All
stealing
right,
from
okay.
you, but...
Well,
you don't even know, like, you have a court
Oh,
order
wait,
against you.
hold
You're
on.
paying this
here's
guy.
the part where I was getting to.
I
I'm
just
not
want to
getting
make
paid.
a few things clear.
Oh.
Okay. Samson and the jawbone. That'll come in later episodes, gentlemen. And
You're telling me what we're going to talk about in a few.
Charlie, have you ever heard someone take their fingernails across a chalkboard?
Well, it's a good thing I don't have a weapon in my hand right now because I wouldn't use it on him. I'd use it on myself.
Yeah. Just put yourself, I'm with you on that.
Okay.
You do have weapons.
the name's Roger.
Okay. Well, are you quite done, Roger, so I can finish educating my
Well,
buddy here?
I would like to finish.
But how can you think you're interrupting
I
more
feel
than
like
he
Roger,
is?
I feel like Roger is a complainer.
How-
He just disagrees with everything.
Has there
you
ever
say.
been a cool Roger, and other than Roger Rabbit, like you're in very small company?
Roger Federer's pretty cool.
Who's that? Is that a golfer?
He was a tennis player.
Wow.
Nice fact check. He came in useful on that one.
And can we just wrap this up? How
Wait,
can we?
If you
If you
stop
stop
talking,
talking,
just
then-
shut the hell up.
Shut the hell up.
So
please.
Samson is, while he's out of town lighting these foxes on fire,
Yeah.
his woman, who he's going to marry, ends up marrying his best man.
That's who you're comparing me to.
Yes,
The
that was the whole point of the story.
Yeah, but
Samson's out
Samson
doing
had
the Lord's work.
Samson had
And his
just
best man-
murdered 30 innocent people and
The
stole
Lord-
their clothes
Like I said, he was doing
to
the
pay
Lord's
a
work.
debt, and then attacked his debtors by burning up their fields. The best man, she was probably distraught and scared, to tell you the truth.
She was scared when she got burned
She
alive.
probably didn't want to marry Samson anymore either.
That was coming up.
And so he's kind of a good guy for taking care of this lady who was probably traumatized by Samson.
He swooped in and stole another man's property, like
Property, bro.
just like you did to me.
All right. I mean, I know technically back then a woman, but it's not something we say in 2000.
Well, I hope you feel convicted about it. I hope you understand that this type of behavior has been happening for hundreds of years, just like in the story.
Okay.
So-
yeah, hundreds of years, right?
Um,
You're not even going to fact check that, are you?
Well,
yeah.
the best man
I
ends
just
up
wanna
getting
go home.
burned alive.
So I
with
still
the
don't
wife,
see how. I mean,
because they're mad about
okay,
the field so they burn
because
them alive. So.
because I mean, you're.
So the moral of the story
I
is don't take other people's stuff.
It's
It's really
didn't-
important
I
to
didn't really
them.
take your stuff.
Oh, you didn't take it and put it in your
It's-
mouth?
All right. I don't know why you said it like that, but
Well, I don't know. I
did
hope
put
that's
it
what
in my mouth.
happened
I
with
mean,
it because
yeah.
I don't know what else you would have done with it.
Yeah. Well, it was a piece of pizza.
It was
That
two pieces of pizza.
Not even wrapped up. It's Little Caesar's pizza. It was like
And
10
my name
cents a
was
pizza.
written on the box.
The box was in the trash. You just had it sitting on a paper plate in the fridge, and I just took a bite because I was starving.
Anyways, everyone's learned their lesson here today. Ralph, you're terrible at your job. You shouldn't steal other people's pizza.
It's Roger.
And I just need to keep being awesome, like Samson, and
I'm
working out.
Listen, yeah, I'm not coming here anymore. This sucks.
I don't like it either.
Yeah. Cut. I feel like that was